friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about. And in today's video I want to talk about this book that absolutely changed my life, and honestly I'm so grateful that I found it. I actually read it back in December, so as of today we're in May, so today for me is it's 3 a.m. on May 5th, I guess. And that was a while back when I read it, and it's called The Gain and the Gap by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy. And the reason that this book completely changed my life is that it introduced me to the work of Dan Sullivan. And well, first of all, the book was amazing. So, it was really inspirational, and it made me view the world from like, instead of trying to see the gap in everything that I do, see the gain instead. And by having this positive, positive feedback for myself that does not depend on the approval of others, it helps, build this baseline of confidence. And I've seen it, I've been doing this practice of basically every day, writing down the wins for the day, even if it's just, okay, I went for a walk, I listened to a podcast, or, on days when I need some rest, I say I watched a movie or something that was positive on that day. So depending on my needs. But yeah, that's the first reason why this book changed my life. And the second one, as I mentioned, is because it introduced me to the mindset of, like, to this guy Dan Sullivan. And honestly, I'm super, super impressed and inspired by his work, and also not only Dan Sullivan, the people that Dan Sullivan interacts with. So Dan Sullivan was hosting a podcast with Peter Diamandis called Exponential Wisdom. And I think I've talked about this podcast before on this channel, and I really, really enjoy that podcast because it has such an optimistic view, and I think it's like uh, it's it's a pattern with Dan Sullivan's work. I mean, he has such an abundance mindset and an optimistic view on the world that I really want to embody and basically internalize into my life. And I've been doing it incrementally. And I actually also listened to the podcast Who Not How. I think that they were using the same authors, basically Dan Sullivan and Ben Hardy. They were doing that podcast during the process of writing the book of the same name, Who Not How. So yeah, I'm super grateful for finding this book and the ideas in this book, and just this positive outlook on life, that this guy has such a different perspective and positive perspective that gives me so much hope. And the reason that I'm bringing this up today is that I was listening. So as a consequence of meeting this guy, he introduced me to the work of Peter Diamandis, and also Peter Diamandis has another podcast called Moonshots, I think, or Moonshot Mindsets, or something like this. And I'm just looking up the name. Yeah, it's called Moonshot Mindsets. And the episode that I listened to today was super, super inspiring. It was the episode with Anousheh Ansari. And I think she owned she co-founded and basically sold a company with together with her family. I think her husband and her step brother they all three together started this company, telecom company, back in I think the 90s or the 2000s, and basically her story is that she was from Iran originally, and she was a big dreamer when she was a kid. So she never thought that there was that she could like. She always thought that she could, go to space and achieve her dreams, and basically allowed herself to dream big and uh, just imagine a future for herself that she was actually able to accomplish. And that's what I find is so amazing, just to keep that positive mindset and uh, keep dreaming and stay curious and keep your keep in touch with your inner child, and all of these things. It's just so important to me, and it just was super inspiring because she was talking like basically she heard like she always dreamt of going to space, and she was actually able to do it through this. I think Peter Diamandis had started something. I think I think he was looking for people to fund this X Prize. I think it's like it was some sort of competition for going to space, and basically, because she had just sold her company, she had the funds, and basically uh, was able to fund this specific, like I think it was their first X Prize. I think it was $10 million. And obviously she had sold the company for, I mean, not only her, but together with her husband and her stepbrother, I believe, if I'm not wrong, they had sold a company for over $1 billion. So basically they used some of that money to invest in this moonshot, and this eventually led to her, I mean, not specifically this initiative, but the fact that she through this initiative she got into got into the scene, or like the sphere of people in space, like in the space industry, and uh, she got the opportunity, not exactly through this moonshot, but I think from a deal with the Russian uh, with the Russians. I think it was. I don't know what their space program was called, but basically, with their space program, she was able to go to space, and it's just so inspiring that she was able to actually achieve her dream, which was to go into space. And actually now, she's she's the CEO of I guess the X Prize initiative, because I think it's like a whole it's a whole thing where basically that specific X Prize that she had funded was a space related X Prize, but now they fund basically the organization. I don't know how to call it, but basically the organization funds all kinds of different moonshots. And now I think she's the CEO of that organization, and basically try to create different kinds of competitions uh, like competitions with uh, pretty high prizes. So basically the Ansari X Prize, like the one that she funded, basically it was given to a team who actually built uh, the the rocket, or some like basically the means to go to space under some specific conditions that were defined in this X Prize competition, in a way. And so basically now they do a lot of competitions. I think they have some competitions tied to climate change, some other competitions tied to different domains. I think the one that she was most excited about was this avatar competition, where basically I think the goal of this competition was basically to have someone, I mean, is to have someone build like some sort of device that would allow like would allow you to experience a virtual world as if you were actually there. So for all of the senses, so I think in terms of touch, maybe smell, sight is pretty easy because now we have VR headsets and everything. Sound, I think also it's easy to replicate, but I think probably the hardest part would be smells and touch. And yeah, it's super interesting to hear, to learn about all of these things. It's just so inspiring to hear her story as a little girl from Iran who went to the US uh, and basically co-founded a company with her husband and brother-in-law, and was eventually able to go to space. And now she's basically you know, making sure through this basically heading this organization that really pushes innovation forward in so many fields. And that's really exciting and inspiring to hear these stories. And these are stories that I want to keep hearing about. So yeah, this is all thanks to me listening to this book, The Gain and the Gap, and finding out about Dan Sullivan that led me to find out about Peter Diamandis, and that like basically led me to find out about this podcast. And yeah, just super inspiring to hear these stories, and just gives me a lot of hope for what's possible in this life, and how much good we can actually do in our lifetimes, and just makes me super excited to be alive and in this day and age. And yeah, super grateful, super good energy from this podcast. So yeah, definitely recommend you go check it out. I think it's episode 42. I'm just gonna show you here. Let's see. This thing won't freaking zoom. Okay, this is it. It's episode 42 on the Moonshot Mindsets, podcast by Peter Diamandis. So yeah, go check it out if you want to be super inspired and energized by the possibilities in this world. And yeah, just keep believing, keep dreaming, keep having a huge imagination, keep imagining things, and yeah, imagine the future that you want to live in. And then hopefully make it happen. You know, you can do it, and this is possible. If this goes to show that, you know, there is so much hope to be had or to be held in this world. I guess I don't know. I'm trying to find the right verb. But yeah, I think you get my point. So yeah, it was super good. Super grateful for this. And it, I'm saying it over and over again because it just had such a positive impact on my day and was so inspirational. So yeah, I just want more people like this in this world that are inspiring and putting out good energy into the world, and lots of hope and abundance mindset, and just positive, good vibes overall. Uh, so yeah, uh, I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, and you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. So thanks a lot for tuning in, as always, and bye for now, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!